eyes, I'm going in with some Urban Decay Primer Potion and just patting that in all over my lids. And then taking a flesh colored powder just to set the primer and make all the other shadows blend out smoothly. The eyeshadows I'm using today are all from the Master Palette by Mario from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm starting off with the shade Isabelle, a sort of medium toned, very warm orangey shade, and I'm just blending that all into my crease and outer corner using a fluffy blending brush. Then I'm taking this cool tone brown shade called Lula, again on just the same brush as before, and blending that into my crease, not blending it out quite as much as Isabella, keeping a little bit tighter in the crease, just to add a little bit more depth into that area. Then I'm going in with the shade Violetta, which is a rich chocolatey brown, again on that same blending brush, and applying it into the crease and the outer corner, keeping it even more concentrated than the other two shadows. I really want this to be just in the crease and the outer corner, making sure though that it is blending out quite smoothly into those other shades. And then after I've got the crease blended out, I'm just going to apply that same shadow all over the lids, and this is when it's going to start getting smoky. Then I'm going in with a clean, fluffy brush with no additional product on it and just running it along the outer edges of all the eyeshadows to make sure that they are all blended together very, very well and there are no harsh edges at all. To intensify the lid, I'm going in with the shade NYC, which is a dark, glittery brown. As you can see, I wet my brush with some MAC Fix Plus just to help amp up the metallic factor even more. And then I'm just patting that in all over my lid. And then, as you can see, after I patted that shade all over my lid, I'm just going in with that same blending brush just to again diffuse it all into the crease. To clean up the fallout from those dark eyeshadows under my eyes, I'm actually using a baby wipe just underneath the eyes there. Then to start off the face, I'm using the smoothing primer from Makeup Forever and just applying that all over my face with my fingers. Now I'm going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in the shade 0.5. You'll notice it is a little bit light, but the thing with this foundation is it actually does oxidize like a good half shade to shade. So though I am a 1.0 in the Naked Skin foundation, I went down half a shade in the All Nighter. As you can see, it looks quite pale, but it does oxidize, so it gets a little bit darker on me, which then ends up being my right color. Now I'm doing some color correcting, so I'm actually using my Makeup Forever Flash palette, and I'm using this salmon-y shade just under my eyes to help counteract some of those dark circles. And then I'm going in with my concealer, which is the Maybelline Master Conceal in the shade Fair, and just applying it to your regular concealer places, of course under the eyes. I also like to do around my nostrils and the corners of my mouth where I can get some redness, and then as well as between my eyebrows and the bridge of my nose, just to help give some extra coverage there as well. Blend out any creasing that may have happened under my eyes, I'm spraying my beauty blender with some more Fix Plus and then just patting in the concealer under my eyes again to smooth it all out before going in with some of my Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the shade Cameo and baking under my eyes as well as around my nose. To set the rest of my face, I'm using my Urban Decay Powder Foundation in the shade Fair Neutral and pressing that all over my face using a large, dense powder brush. To contour my face, I'm using my Sephora Collection contouring palette along with this Precision Fluffy brush, and I'm applying the medium shade from that palette to my cheekbones. I'm going to apply a little bit to my temples as well, my nose, my jawline, and the edges of my forehead. All of those areas that I just want to define a little bit to help give my face some dimension. When I do use a full coverage foundation like the Urban Decay All Nighter, I like to go in a little bit heavier with the contour than I normally would, just because having such a full coverage foundation can make your face look quite flat, and I really prefer, of course, to have some dimension to my face. To make sure my contour isn't too harsh, I'm going in with a larger, fluffier brush to blend out the contour I put down with the smaller Precision brush. Taking the highlighting shades from the palette, I'm going to use those just to clean up underneath that cheekbone contour a little bit, as well as going down the center of my nose. I chose a peach blush to go with the warm tones of the eyeshadow for this look, and I'm applying it to my face using an angled fluffy brush. doing some quick extra blending of that eyeshadow before sweeping away the excess powder from underneath my eyes, and then going in with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Finishing Powder in diffused light and patting that all over my face. For highlighter, I'm using the Golden Peachy shade Champagne Pop from Becca and Jaclyn Hill and applying that to my cheekbones, my cupid's bow, and a little bit to the bridge of my nose as well. And then spraying my entire face with some Fix Plus again, and then going in with another layer of highlighter just to make that glow a little bit more intense since this is a very glam look. Just brushing my brows into place, and then I'm going to go in with some clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills just to help set those and let them dry into the right shape. Now it is time to finish the under eye, so I'm starting off with some Lula and I'm using a flat shader brush and just blending that all in underneath my eye from the outer corner to the inner corner, making sure it is very blended and very blown out to match the smokiness of the upper lid. And I'm making sure that the outer corner, the bottom lash line, attaches to the sort of shadow of the upper lash line because I don't want there to be any gaps on the outer corner. Then I'm going in with the orangey shade Isabel again and just placing that right over Lula to again just make sure that the bottom lash line matches the top lash line. And then I'm taking a little bit of that NYC darker color and just smudging it right in near my lashes, not blowing it quite out as much as the other ones. For the underbrow highlight, I'm using some more Champagne Pop. And then for my eyebrows, I didn't actually end up using this pencil. I started going in with the Urban Decay eyebrow pencil, then decided it wasn't quite the color that I wanted, so I am using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Chocolate. To add a little bit of texture back to my brows so they don't look too blocky, I used a little bit of the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 3, which is a dark brown. I decided I wanted my contour to be a little bit darker, so I'm going in with a tiny bit of the darkest contour shade in that palette and just applying it to my cheekbones and jawline. And then I'm going in with my lash curler to curl my lashes before applying a couple of coats of the Tartist Lash Paint. To line my eyes, I'm using my Marc Jacobs pencil liner in the shade Blacker, and I'm applying that to my top and bottom waterline. And then I wanted to smudge it out a little bit, again, just to keep with that smokiness. I'm just using a Q-tip to smudge it out a little bit. For lashes, I used the style Seductress from House of Lashes. I'm going to show you 3 lip options for this look. The first is nude. I'm using the Maybelline lipstick in Nude Lust with the Buxom Yoo-Hoo gloss on top. The second lip is a dark vampy berry color, so I'm going in with my Makeup Forever lip liner in 7C, applying that all over my lips, and then going in with this dark berry lip gloss from Anastasia Beverly Hills called Potion and applying that all over my lips. And the last one is going to be a bronze lip color, so I'm using my NYX Wicked Lippy in the shade Wrath. And there you go, 3 different lip options to go with your dark brown smoky eyes. Which one was your favorite?